안녕하십니까 구독자 여러분. 제가 지금 나와 있는 곳은요, 클라이밋 그룹, 그러니까 기후 그룹이라는 곳에 나와 있습니다. 기후 그룹 하니까 되게 낯서시죠? 근데 이 말은 전혀 낯설지 않으실 겁니다. RE100. 네, RE100을 만들고 확산시키고 있는 가장 최전선에 있는 곳이 바로 기후 그룹입니다. 저는 오늘 영국 본사, 기후 그룹 본사에 와서 이곳 대표와 함께 RE100에 대해 다양한 이야기를 한번 나눠보려고 합니다. 구독자 여러분 함께 가보시죠.
저는 이곳에서 RE100을 이끌고 있는 마이크피어스 씨를 만나 RE100에 대한 다양한 이야기를 나눴습니다. 먼저 RE100 대표가 말하는 RE100은 어떤 것일까요?
RE100 is a global corporate renewable energy initiative. It's led by the Climate Group together in partnership with CDP. Our goal with this is we have 400 companies almost now who have made a commitment to 100% renewable electricity procurement. This is really critical. The industrial and commercial sector represents almost half of the end use buying of electricity. And so this is an incredibly important community in driving demand and change. So we like to see RE100 as a way of driving change amongst investors, amongst policymakers, so both end users, policymakers and markets be able to drive change towards a zero carbon grid. We do recognise that there are other technologies which are available which can make a contribution towards carbon neutrality, nuclear being one of those. And we recognise that countries will be in different places in the development of that. But we wanted to have a simple and clear process on that, where we saw the unambiguous economic and wider environmental benefits of renewable technologies. We acknowledge that there are different ways in which countries are seeking to address the energy transition in their country. And it's important for each economy to identify the most effective way that it can see it can do that. And so a number of countries are indeed looking at nuclear as one of those technologies to do that. Our key focus through our RE100 though is clear and unambiguous to try and support the movement towards solar, wind and other renewable technologies as the means to do that. That's the goal of those companies that have signed up to this commitment. 400 companies, as you say, almost 400 who've made this commitment is specifically to that technology. And so what we see positively is this is a group of businesses that are looking to the Korean government to be able to drive change, enabling them to be able to deliver on that work. And that's the work of RE100. We acknowledge there is a complex wider energy system in which each country will define the way it reaches neutrality. But renewables are a critical and important method, and our goal through RE100 is to drive that change. And so we have an increasing voice in South Korea amongst big business who are looking towards this transition. Why is that important? At the moment, those companies in their procurement are only buying around 2% of their energy from renewable sources. And so they have a commitment to 100% by 2040 or earlier, and at the moment it's 2%. So this becomes then a very important voice in the Korean market for change. We work with large companies, and indeed the particular goal from this is to be able to drive the change so that the amount of renewables are available, that the cost benefits are achieved on this. So this is not about let's just take on a very expensive mode of receiving the energy we need. The use of RE100 is to drive a transition in the energy system which reaps the benefits of cheap and secure renewables. We have seen across the world the price of renewables, both as I say in wind and solar, declining rapidly in the last 10 years. This is an opportunity for business. It's an economic opportunity for business. Yeah, I think there are a number of reasons, and in fact we ask our members in an annual survey about their progress and impact, about the purposes of this. I think they see starting off an economic opportunity. The economics of renewables around the world has really transformed. The price of wind and the price of solar have enabled companies to take a leadership on that. Beyond that, I also think there is an opportunity where they're seeing a chance to have greater energy security around that. They see the volatility of prices of fossil fuels, and this is an opportunity to get greater, more secure access to the energy that they need. We actually run another initiative called Steel Zero, which is around companies that are making a commitment to procuring towards 100% zero carbon steel in the future. And clearly hydrogen, the use of that is one of the technologies which can support the growth of different a sector like that. So this is an area again where there are a range of energy sources which we are looking to, which can be part of the energy transition. So this is an area of importance to look at too. EP100, it's another corporate initiative. It's a corporate energy efficiency initiative in which companies make a bold and ambitious commitment to reduce the energy emissions and to measure and report on that. It's a very significant opportunity again to drive down emissions within those companies. The International Energy Agency estimates that around 40% of the reduction in emissions will come from energy efficiency changes. So this is a vital part of the transition that comes from there. And if we think about it, I mean, the fastest way we can make to creating a change on emissions reductions is to use less energy. What we can do through EP100 is begin to bring together and, in a sense, curate and conversations amongst those companies to be able to share learning about their approaches. Beyond that, I would add the value is this is about demonstrating a signal for Korean companies that they are seriously taking forward their ambition towards decarbonisation. This is really important in demonstrating that to global markets. And so one of the opportunities, obviously, for South Korea as a big manufacturing economy is to be able to show leadership in the world, both for its own, for its own economic benefit, but also to be able to drive those opportunities and competitiveness globally. RE100 and EP100 are both recognised brands which provide a way of distinguishing a leadership position for companies, and we hope many companies from South Korea will take the opportunity in coming years to join EP100 as well as RE100. Within EP100 we have companies from a number of different sectors, particularly often in the building sector where there is significant operation in terms of the introduction and growth of green buildings, and then also importantly in manufacturing, where in terms of industrial processes and the efficiency of the use of those processes becomes important. I have to say this is one of the reasons we're really interested in the potential for growth of EP100 in the Asia-Pacific region and in South Korea. We know the strength of manufacturing industry in the region, and so this becomes one of the most important parts that we see change can happen on this area. So EP100 is as I say, we have over 120 companies. There's across 126 markets. This really is a global initiative, but we're very much looking forward to the next stage of that journey in Asia Pacific. I would just add that in the last year we were really pleased. We had our first Japanese manufacturing company, Omron, join EP100. We also had a company in Taiwan Cement, join EP100, another manufacturing company. One of the fastest ways that you can make a contribution to reducing emissions and to making savings is to think about the opportunities for energy efficiency. The fastest way you can make a difference is to use less energy.
영국에 와서 저희가 RE100과 EP100을 동시에 관장하는 마이크피어스 씨를 만나봤습니다. 우리나라 언론에서도 몇 번 인터뷰를 한 만큼 굉장히 이제 유명 인사인데요. 마이크피어스, 그러니까 RE100 대표의 확신은 확고했습니다. 재생에너지 중심으로 가야 한다. 그리고 탄소 중립 달성을 위해선 재생에너지 확산과 함께 에너지 절약 그리고 효율성을 굉장히 강조를 했었습니다. 과연 우리나라는 이렇게 탄소 중립 달성을 위한 한 수단인 RE100에 대해 어떻게 준비하고 있을까요?